But first, fear and loathing at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, a new Politico report now claiming that Biden is frustrated and anxious and mad about his son's legal woes, even lashing out at White House aides, blasting even his own AG, Merrick Garland, for allowing his son to be charged with a crime. There is also deep panic surrounding the president's looming impeachment inquiry. And in Iran, purportedly written by Joe Biden, the president is accusing Republicans of, quote, attacking me with lies instead of doing their job on the urgent work that needs to be done. They are choosing to waste time on this baseless political stunt. Well, apparently, House Republicans struck a nerve, including right here on this program last night. You got this Biden snake-like spokesperson, Ian Sams is his name. I don't know. Apparently, he works in the White House counsel's office. Apparently, he's a spokesperson of some kind. But also, he was very busy last night reacting to this show and at one point tweeting out that, quote, House Republican leaders, again, I quote, aren't pursuing anything real. They are just using it as a political stunt to go to places like Hannity to relentlessly attack a good and honorable man with lies. Okay, Mr. Sams, you mean the good, honorable man, the one that wouldn't acknowledge his own granddaughter for years? His son wouldn't acknowledge his own daughter for a long period of time? You might want to explain to us, Mr. Sams, exactly what services that zero experience Hunter rendered to be paid millions and millions of dollars from a Ukrainian and a Chinese energy company, both companies, when he admitted himself, in his own words, that he had no experience in energy at all at the time, that he was also struggling with very serious addiction issues. Why would a vice president of our country, our great country, why would a vice president leverage $1 billion taxpayer dollars, Mr. Sams, to have a Ukrainian prosecutor fired? Does that seem odd to you? That action, by the way, resulted in his inexperienced son being paid even more money for a business that he had no experience in. Why would Hunter Biden be threatening a Chinese business partner on a WhatsApp message with retribution from his father and everybody he knows and his ability to hold a grudge if they didn't get paid? Was he sitting with his father at the time of the message? Because that's what the message actually says. And why did Joe Biden lie repeatedly when he said over and over and over again that he never one time ever discussed his foreign business deals with Hunter, his brother, or anybody for that matter? Would you now acknowledge, Mr. Sams, that that is a lie? There is now photographic evidence that Joe Biden met with Hunter and his foreign business partners, and testimony that Joe Biden was on the phone with at least 20 calls with Hunter and his foreign business partners. Oh, did Joe lie? Lastly, I have a really important question. Is Joe Biden the big guy, as Tony Bobolinsky has told us? Now, when you, Mr. Sams, when you answer these simple questions, I've got 100 more. Here's what we're going to do. We invited you on the program tonight. We got no response. So, Mr. Sams, let me extend an invitation again, very publicly. You can come on my radio show and 735 of the greatest radio stations in the country. I'll give you the full 3 hours to be my guest. And as a bonus, you can come on this TV show. I will give you a full hour instead of you just hiding behind your desk at the Biden White House, sending out your little tweets on X. Now, of course, Ian Sams is more than happy to take softball questions on his favorite networks like Fake News CNN. He's been on MSDNC. You're welcome here, Mr. Sams. Come on for the full hour. I have a list of questions that I really, really would like to ask you and hear your answers on. But take a look.
So they're just making up lies to attack the president in a relentless smear campaign that, frankly, has been going on for 4 straight years now. We've been extremely clear over and over again for years, and nothing has changed. The president was not in business with his son, period. They're trying to make up all sorts of allegations and make up lies.
With respect, I'm not citing Jim Jordan here. I was in some of the White House press briefings where it was said explicitly the president did not talk to his son about business dealing. That is very clearly not the case, and I think the statement from the White House has changed and I think been a little bit more precise over the course of the last several months. It's what the president said on the campaign trail as well. I'm not saying this is like an impeachable offense or some grand indictment, but it is a fact that the president said one thing that ended up being not true.
Again, I dispute that's true. That is not true. The truth is that he wasn't in business with his son.
All right, it is sad to see someone make a fool out of themselves on national TV. Now, this Ian Sams person is either living in a fantasy world or just lying to your face. But the American people, you have a choice. You can believe a quivering, no-name partisan hack, or you can put your trust in two nonpartisan government whistleblowers, one a Democrat, with nothing to gain and everything to lose. And today, by the way, those two IRS whistleblowers said that there was ample evidence to show that your President Joe Biden was involved in his son's business deals. Take a look for yourself.
At the beginning, it was, I've never talked to my son about business. That's been proven patently false by evidence and testimony we provided. Then it moved to he's not in business with him, and now we're into he's not financially connected to the businesses. So you don't have to be financially connected to a business in order to be a part of that business. And what President Biden was basically doing through Hunter Biden was allowing Hunter Biden to get these deals where there's no discernible actual product being produced. So it's really just peddling of the influence.
Now, again, these two IRS investigators, they risked everything to come forward. Their claims about Hunter's alleged crimes were just proven true by a federal indictment, and their new claims about Joe Biden's involvement in the Biden family business, well, guess what? They're backed up with pictures, eyewitness testimony. They are backed up by suspicious activity reports, allegations from credible government source detailed in that FBI 1023 form, along with phone records and texts and emails and even a handwritten note. Well, on the other side, you have Joe Biden, who wants you to just simply trust him. Now, Joe has previously lied about, let's see, his past employment, his grades in law school, his trips on Amtrak, the death of his own son, his actions after 9/11, his role in the civil rights movement, his non-existent arrest in South Africa, his house getting destroyed by a fire, that wasn't true, his totally secure southern border, and the number of even grandchildren he has in his own family. And again, Biden also, well, definitely lied when he said he never, ever once interacted with Hunter or his brother or any of their foreign business partners. Now, meanwhile, the Biden family bagman, Hunter, is also deeply dishonest. The apple really doesn't fall far from the tree. Like father, like son, Hunter is now federally accused of lying on his taxes, lying about deductions, lying on a gun application. But we're all, supposed to believe that the millions that he was making from Russia and Ukraine and China and Romania and elsewhere, are all without any relevant experience, that really was on the up and up? We're supposed to believe that you get millions of dollars, no experience at all by your own admission, at a time in your life when you're struggling with addiction. Now, in what is almost too crazy to be true, we got Hunter and Joe now teaming up with Congressman Eric Swalwell. Remember him? Fang fame? But anyway, to prove their innocence ahead of a possible impeachment. Now, Swalwell helped Hunter orchestrate yesterday's little PR stunt outside the Capitol. The very same Eric Swalwell who's kicked off the House Intelligence Committee because of an alleged romantic affair with a Chinese spy. Yep, the name, you can't make it up in a novel, Fang. But the media mob, they don't seem to care. The White House press corps, well, they barely asked about the impeachment vote today. And the New York Times, they were running cover for Joe Biden, actually leaving out the very key word in its report about Hunter's rant on Capitol Hill when he said that his father was never financially involved in his business. So why would the New York Times omit the word financially? So they wouldn't have to, explain the evolution of the Biden family and all the lies that they've told? Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.